unverified claims by Hamas. Those were lies spread by Hamas. I want to make something clear. It is impossible to know what happened as quickly as Hamas claimed they knew. That should have been an initial warning sign for many. Unlike Hamas, the IDF launched an immediate examination, which was overseen at the very highest levels of command. This professional review was based on intelligence, operational systems, and aerial footage, all of which we cross-checked. The evidence, which we are sharing with you all, confirms that the explosion of the Ali al-Mahadani hospital in Gaza was caused by an Islamic Jihad rocket that was misfired. Here are the four main parts of the examination process. First, we confirmed that there was no IDF fire by land, sea, or air that hit the hospital. Second, our radar system tracked rockets fired by terrorists from within Gaza at the time of the explosion. I will show you. The trajectory analysis from the barrage of rockets confirms that the rockets were fired close proximity to the hospital. In addition, there are two independent videos which show the failure of the rocket launch and the continuation of rocket flight towards the ground within the Gaza Strip, falling in the hospital compound. Third, we have intelligence, some that will be shared here, of communication between terrorists talking about rockets misfiring. The terrorists realized that the rocket has misfired and made specific reference to the Ali al-Mahadani hospital. I would want to let everybody hear the conversation, and I will do the translation in English. I'm telling you, this is the first time that we see missile like this falling, and so that's why we are saying it belongs to the Palestinian Islamic Jihad. What? They are saying it belongs to the PGI. It's from us? It looks like it. Who says this? They are saying the sharpnel from the missile is local sharpnel and not like Israeli sharpnel. What are you saying, Abu Amal? But God bless, it couldn't have been found another place, not the hospital, to explode? Never mind, yes, Abu Haji. They shot it from the cemetery behind the hospital. What? They shot it coming from the cemetery behind the Mahadani hospital, and it misfired and fell on them. There's a cemetery behind it? Yes, Al-Mahadani is exactly in the compound. Where is it when you enter the compound? You first enter the compound and don't go towards the city. It's on the right side of Al-Mahadani hospital. Yes, I know it. We have cross-checked, intercept with other intelligence sources to confirm this accuracy. It is common for rockets that are fired at Israel to land short and fall inside Gaza. These rockets fall short of Israel and have caused Palestinian casualties. During this war, we have counted approximately 450 rockets that misfired and fell inside Gaza. Palestinian civilians paid the price. I want to show you the footage. These are failed launches during this war, until now. These are all failed launches that fell inside the Gaza Strip, and some of them, of course, created casualties amongst the Palestinians themselves. And one of them was in the hospital Al-Ali al-Mahadani. We are also sharing this information with our partners. First and foremost, the United States. We want the maximum transparency because we take any incident involving civilians very, very seriously. Unfortunately, many in the media immediately reported the statements coming out from Hamas controlled in Gaza which blamed Israel. Instead of waiting for the examination of a credible information from the IDF, some media outlets ran with Hamas lies. Some of those headlines are still up, have not been corrected. I understand the desire to break news, but I hope you will all agree the accuracy and credible information comes before speed. The IDF acts in accordance with the international law. In conclusion, this incident shows how allegations, in this case false and baseless allegations made by terrorists against Israel, can spread and inflame tension in the region. I will now answer questions.
Jeremy Diamond, CNN.
Hey, I'm Hogari. Jeremy Diamond, CNN. Thank you so much. I'm wondering if you could first explain how an Islamic Jihad rocket could have caused this much death and destruction. And then second of all, I'd also like you to address the question of credibility, because frankly the IDF has a less than perfect track record with the issue of credibility. Among other incidents, the Israeli government initially claimed that it was armed Palestinian militants who killed the journalist Shireen Abu Akleh, which we know is not true. So why should the world trust you now?
Because of the importance of credibility. In the past, we had ourselves were fast to go to conclusion. This is why in this event we took the time. It took us more than 5 hours. We wanted to double check everything, make sure we're credible. Again, we wanted to double check everything, make sure we're credible, opposed to the other events that you mentioned. Now I want to answer your first question. I'm saying it again. What I understand the assessment is there were people in the parking lot, probably taking refugees or whatever that came into the parking lot, staying in the parking lot, not inside the hospital itself. This is what we understand. Then, what we understand, because the rocket's flight, due to the rocket flight, it was very, very short, because the launch has failed, the existence of propellant made a larger explosion than the warhead itself. And this caused the damage of explosion that we see of the burning cars here, okay, because of the existence of a large amount of propellant inside. This is the reason all those cars have been burned, and probably the people were in this parking lot.
Just to follow up, one of the difficulties with independently verifying a lot of this information is the fact that journalists are not able to go into Gaza right now. So will you open access for journalists to be able to go into Gaza?
I believe there are journalists now, some journalists now in Gaza, and I can tell you another thing. Hamas has closed the area, is trying to take evidence from the area. The area is now closed. I ask you to send the journalists now in Gaza Strip. Go to the hospital, take evidence.
ABC in panel.
Yeah, good morning, thank you. President Biden says he's outraged, and so are millions of people, not just throughout the Middle East, but elsewhere in the world. Whoever was responsible for this, many will still conclude that if you weren't already bombing Gaza with thousands of strikes, there wouldn't have been so many people in the hospital, and this attack would not have happened. In other words, whatever justification, explanation you can put on it, many people are just going to conclude it's Israel's fault.
I will answer to the important question. We've been calling for a couple of days now for the population in Gaza City and its surrounds to go south from Wadi Gaza because Hamas is using them as human shield. Hamas tries in every way to keep the population by threatening, by taking car keys and other things, blocking the roads. He wants the population in Gaza City because all the infrastructures of Hamas, the terrorist infrastructures down beneath in the tunnels and in buildings among other innocent civilians, and also in sensitive locations like nearby hospitals and in mosques, etc., etc. All of this logic is based that the population will be a human shield. This is why he's so freaked out when people are moving southern to Gaza, to Wadi Gaza. We encourage the population to do so because we put more effort in Gaza City, because Hamas control system is mostly in Gaza City. That is the main reason. We carried out our attacks because we were massacred on Saturday. We did not do an initial attack on Gaza. We had a massacre in Israel, an historical massacre which the world haven't seen. It's a Hamas-ISIS massacre in a huge scale. We didn't start. We have to fight. We have to fight. This is the reason we're fighting. We're trying to minimize the casualty of the population. We're encouraging to go south to Wadi Gaza when we can provide as much a secure area for the population. We keep on encouraging them to do so.